Yes, good afternoon. Welcome back to the Transfer Show. We've got lots of transfer stories to get into. Yesterday, it didn't come home, unfortunately. Spain were the better team, the best team in the tournament. They beat Italy, France, Germany, us, Croatia. They were the better team on the day. They deserved it. So I want to say congratulations to them. But look, we're back to talk transfers, the Premier League and European transfers. Mikel Merino, according to reports, wants an Arsenal move and is open to the move. Liverpool are the latest team to be interested in Mark Geuhi. Julian Alvarez has apparently rejected a new contract with Manchester City. And could Joao Felix be back on his way to London with Arsenal, the latest club to be linked with him? We've got so much to get into. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you have subscribed. It would be greatly appreciated. We are less than 400 subscribers now of 10,000. We're trying to get 10,000 before the end of this month. 331 away. So big up to every single one of you. We're going to start with, today we will start with the Arsenal transfer news regarding Mikel Merino. Now, of course, Mikel Merino just lifted the European Championships with Spain. Got the winning goal against, was it Germany? Had a very good tournament. Part of that back four of Cucurella, Nacho, Laporte, or it could be Mikel Merino, or it could even be, Grimaldo or Jesus Navas when Carvajal's had come in. They've had a very, very strong back line, and Mikel Merino was part of that. Mikel Merino, Arsenal consider moving Mikel Merino, who lifted the European Championship and now could be on his way back to the Premier League. Now, of course, it's worth noting he is a central midfielder, an out-and-out DM, but has played in a back four for Spain, has played in a midfield position. The Spain, I guess you could say coaching staff kind of believe with the kind of total football, liquid football versatility that everyone should be able to play everywhere. And Mikel Merino is no different. And this is why I think he could be a brilliant signing for Arsenal. You're talking about a player who's, got La Liga experience. I believe he was at Dortmund a few years ago as well. 7 games in the Euros. His out-and-out position is a DM, can play centre-back. Transfer market are heavily linking him to a move to Arsenal. 1 year left on his contract. And of course, Real Sociedad in the last few years have lost some of their biggest stars, the likes of Alexander Isak. Odegaard, I believe Odegaard might have even been there a few years ago. But now, I believe he joined Real Sociedad from Newcastle back in 2018. He was at Dortmund and now could be back on his way to the Premier League. He does only have a year left on his contract, and he's valued at around 28 to 30 million euros according to Transfer Market. He only played 25 games for Newcastle. When you look at his games throughout his career, most of those games have been in La Liga, where he's played 242 games for Real Sociedad, 27 goals, 30 assists, which is a very good record for a DM. He's played at Osasuna, and he played 25 games for Newcastle and 9 games for Borussia Dortmund. 72 GA in 343 games for a DM is very, very good. Yellow cards is pretty high as well, but that's kind of what you expect from a DM. When you look at his actual stats, I think he could be a brilliant addition to Arsenal in terms of playing that anchor role. Thomas Partey's legs, for me, aren't there anymore. And you look at Mikel Merino in terms of, in terms of the role he could play in that Arsenal side, in that DM role. He is 28. He's a good age now to come in and definitely be there for a good few years. In terms of his defensive stats against midfielders, they are very, very, his aerial duels is in the top 1% of all players in Europe, and that's up against defensive-minded midfielders. His tackles are very, very high. His interceptions are quite low, blocks are quite low, but clearances, blocks, and tackles are very, very high. Touch in the attack and penalty area, very high. Progressive passes received is pretty high for a DM. So look, he's on, according to this website here, in terms of his salary, he's only on 61, I say only, but in terms of football, it's relative. He's only on 61,000 euros a week, and he is open to a move to Arsenal. So look, if the Arsenal are considering a move, he's open to it. If the reports are 100% legit, this could be a very, very good signing. It looks like Calafiori will get done this week. 6 hours ago, Arsenal, according to a Spanish outlet, Arsenal begin talks over Mikel Merino, and they're prioritizing him over a move for Zubimendi, who I believe is also at Real Sociedad. Arsenal begin talks with Real Sociedad over a deal for Mikel Merino. According to Football Transfers, Mikel Arteta is desperate to add to his midfield, and the Spanish international is the latest target after moving on from Martin Zubimendi. However, the Gunners are not prepared to spend more than 21 million on players who are out of contract next summer. Sociedad want closer to 25 million pounds, which is about 29 million euros, which I said a minute ago. I still think that's a good bit of business. 21 million pounds, year left in his contract, has got experience. He's just won the Euros. He's won the Copa del Rey. Had a very, very good year. I don't see a downside, to that, to be honest. So just let me know your thoughts down below. Now, moving to Liverpool, they are being linked with Mark Geuhi, who for me was England's best defender this Euros. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. And when you look at Liverpool's defenders, in terms of if you look at what they're going to go into next season in terms of centre-backs, well, you've obviously got I was about to say Van der Ven. You've obviously got Van Dijk, right? You've obviously got Konate. But other than that, the drop, Konsa's good, but he's very young. The drop-off is quite large. I think Matip's gone now. Joe Gomez is predominantly being a left-back alongside, the likes of Andrew Robertson on the right side. You've got Trent and you've got Conor Bradley. They've got Kwanzaa, Van Dijk, and Konate. I think they need one other defender for me personally. You look at City, they've got Stones, Diaz, Akanji, and Ake can play there. I know he's a left back, but he can play there. You've also got Vardiel who can play there. You look at Arsenal, have got, Ben White can play there. Timber can play there. Tomiyasu, Kivior, Gabriel, Saliba. Even Tottenham have got Radu Dragusin, Van der Ven. We've got the likes of World Cup and back-to-back Copa America winner Christian Romero. So in terms of their centre-back depth, I do think Liverpool need one more to get through the door. Now, when you talk about Geuhi in general, for me, he is at an absolutely brilliant Euros. Absolutely brilliant, To get to the final with England on your first tournament at 24 years of age, he's another one. He's only got 2 years left on his contract. Played 6 games at the Euros for England, missed one from a suspension, which is a stupid move in the first place. I believe he left Chelsea Academy, joined Crystal Palace. He's played 98 games in the Premier League for Crystal Palace, 111 overall. He spent time on loan at, the likes of Swansea. Didn't really ever make it at Chelsea, but they are another team interested. Now, if Liverpool bring in Geuhi, I think that'd be a very good move for him. And I also think it'd be a great bit of business, for Liverpool going into the future because, they want to get back to Premier League, winning seasons. They've brought in, Hughes and Edwards, who are running at the top of their football club now. So it's about understanding what the plan is under Arne Slot, the system he wants to play. Can he play in a back three? I think absolutely. You could put him on that left-hand side, centre-back, put Van Dijk in the central centre-back, and then have either Kwanzaa or Konate on right-sided centre-back. I think that would be a very, very good back three for Liverpool. And then you've got Trent and Bradley who can play right wing back. And you got, Gomez and, you got Tsimikas and Robertson who can play left wing back. Then you got a good balance of midfield with Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones, Szoboszlai. I do think they need another central midfielder for me personally. Obviously, Thiago's retired, so they're going to lose him. And I don't really think they've ever really replaced Fabinho like they want. I do think they need an out-and-out number 6. So if Liverpool could bring in a Geuhi and an out-and-out number 6, maybe a Zubimendi, maybe a Mikel Merino, maybe a Edison from an Atalanta, and you throw another forward in the mix, I think Liverpool will be right up there again next season. They've got a good core of players. They've got a fantastic goalkeeper, a fantastic defence. You've got a goal scorer in Mohamed Salah who will always get between 25 and 30 goals a season. He's so prolific and has been prolific for Liverpool for many, many years. But I think they just need a couple more bits of ingredients in that mixing bowl to have a. At the moment, I think Arsenal have got a more balanced team. But I think if Liverpool throw in a couple more players, they're right up there. And, we could be seeing another season where it goes down to the last game where three teams are battling it out for the Premier League trophy. Now, speaking of Manchester City, Julian Alvarez, according to reports, has rejected a new contract at Manchester City. Now, it's worth noting, I believe his current deal does not expire until 2028. So it's not exactly like his contract runs out anytime soon. Now, Alvarez just won a Copa America. Top player for me. I don't necessarily think he'll leave this window, but according to various reports, he is open to a move. Whether you believe that or not, I don't think he'll go this summer. I think it's too important for Manchester City. But that's the sort of signing that takes them back into the Champions League for me, Chelsea. If they can bring through, they're linked with Danny Almar at the moment as well. He's got a release clause of £60 million. If they can bring him through, and you've got Cole Palmer, you've got Nkunku. They've got some good players, Chelsea. By no stretch of the imagination, they've not got a bad squad, but they just need more experience. Let me know your thoughts down below on Julian Alvarez. According to Spanish outlet El Chingarintu, now I don't know how reliable this source is. I'm just reading it off the Standard. Julian Alvarez was strongly linked to a move to Chelsea this summer, but the noise surrounding it got a little bit quiet of late due to the striker playing in the Copa America. Still, according to Spanish outlet El Chingarintu, the Argentine has now asked to move away to Manchester City. Perhaps he's raising hope about a move to Stamford Bridge. Now, of course, his friends, Raheem Sterling, not friends, sorry, Cole Palmer was there. I don't think Sterling was there. I think he left before that, are there. So what's going to happen with regard to that? Who knows? But that would be a fantastic signing for Chelsea if they get that done. For me, that would probably be the best signing they've made under the new regime of Bowley and co. And the last bit of transfer news we're going to finish on is Arsenal are the latest club to be linked with a move to Joao Felix. Interesting one for this for me. Come out 20 hours ago. Arsenal interested in Joao Felix. Joao Felix's Barcelona stint has now ended, and Arsenal are among the clubs looking to taking a look at the Portuguese winger. That's according to Revelio, I think that's, who claim the Gunners are interested in signing the ex-Chelsea man permanently from Atletico Madrid. Atleti are said to prefer a sale this summer, with Felix also keen to leave, and the price tag is around £25 million. Benfica have already offered 17 million, while Aston Villa want a loan deal. And there he is. And Joao Felix is a player who had bundles of potential when he was in Portugal. We were talking about, one of the next best things, according to, various different reporters. We saw his games in the Champions League. I think it was for Benfica, or it might have even been the Europa League. But he's never really hit the ground running. He didn't do too much at Atletico Madrid, didn't do too much at Barcelona. And let's not forget, the guy is only 24 years of age. He's won I think he's won a league title with, was it Atletico Madrid? Just hasn't hit the ground running. His Champions League record, he's got 13 GA in 41 games for Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and Chelsea. His record throughout his career, he's not the most prolific. He got 4 goals in 20 games for Chelsea, 34 goals in 131 for Atletico Madrid, 10 goals in 44 for Barcelona. His best record come when he was at Benfica, getting 31 GA in 43. And that's why I'm not wrapped up when everyone's losing themselves over these Portuguese players, and as well as the Eredivisie, they don't always hit the ground running. When you look at those stats, 82 goals and 41 assists on paper, it looks absolutely fantastic. But 34 goals in 131 games for me is not good enough. That's less than 1 in 3. His Barcelona record is less than 1 in 4. His Chelsea record is less than 1 in 5. Benfica, of course, 31 GA and 43 is great, but he's in a league that's unproven. Let me know your thoughts down below. I do think personally Arsenal should be looking for better, but a lot of people didn't think that Kai Havertz would turn out as a good signing for Arsenal, and that did. So let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed. We're less than 400 subscribers from 10,000. I will see you all in the next one. I'm out. See you all soon. Thank you all for watching. Transfer video will be dropping tomorrow as well, so stay tuned.